tons of water from a nuclear plant into the habitat of alligators, and a year later, welcome to the latest episode of the Top Secret program. Tons of water from a nuclear plant silently flowed into the habitat of American alligators. No one expected that just a year later, an event would occur that shocked the world. Is this a disaster or an unprecedented mystery? What was discovered will make you unable to believe your eyes. A massive power plant amidst nature. About 40 kilometers south of downtown Miami. There is a massive power plant with an operating capacity of up to 2,754, a number large enough to supply electricity to about 900,000 households annually. This is the Turkey Point Power Plant owned by Florida Power and Light Company. And it has been operating continuously for over 50 years. But the uniqueness isn't just in the scale and age of this plant. Right next to it, spanning over an area of more than 4,400 hectares, is a complex system of canals stretching up to 270 kilometers, a water maze designed to discharge hot wastewater from the plant, hoping to cool the system before the water returns to the operational. This system is so large it can be seen from space. At first glance, everyone thought these canals were just part of the cooling system. A dry engineering project with nothing noteworthy. But what amazed the world were the creatures living within them. These warm waters are not just the plant's heat discharge area. They have also become an ideal kingdom for American alligators to thrive. When industry and nature combine in a strange way, if you look at most nuclear power plants around the world, you'll notice a common feature: giant cooling towers towering into the sky, emitting plumes of white steam. These towers are tasked with reducing the water temperature before it returns to the power generation to ensure the safety and efficiency of the system. However, Turkey Point takes a completely different approach. Instead of using traditional cooling towers, this plant operates a long and complex canal system to cool the water naturally. Initially, a hot wastewater discharge from the plant was dumped directly into the steam bay, but this method was quickly found to cause serious environmental impacts. Water temperatures rose abnormally, threatening marine ecosystems and disrupting natural habitat. Therefore, authorities required the plant to find an alternative, and a cooling canal system was born from that. But what no one expected was that these warm waters created an ideal environment for American alligators to live. Previously, this alligator species had been pushed to the brink of extinction due to habitat loss and illegal hunting. However, thanks to these artificial canals, the alligator population in the area has been increasing. Conservation experts quickly recognized this and turned the canal area into a special natural reserve, where alligators can safely reproduce and develop. Now, instead of viewing this canal system as a problem to be fixed, conservationists and local authorities see it as a rare model of combining industry and environmental protection. The Turkey Point Power Plant is not only one of the largest nuclear power plants in the U.S., but has also unintentionally become one of the most important alligator conservation. This is a strange yet fascinating example of how nature can adapt to changes made by humans. And sometimes what seems negative can bring positive results in an unexpected way. New solution: a unique cooling canal system, born under pressure from environmental protection regulations. The Turkey Point Power Plant could no longer discharge hot water directly into the same bay as before. Discharging heat into the natural environment had negative impacts on the ecosystem, endangering many species. To solve this problem, they implemented a robust solution: building a massive artificial canal system to cool water before reuse. This system consists of 32 canals, each about 8 kilometers long, forming a unique cooling network. When hot water leaves the plant, it begins a 2-day journey through these canals. Throughout this process, the water temperature gradually drops to a safe level before being pumped back to the plant for continued use in the cooling system. Thermal satellite imagery shows a clear change in water temperature within this system. The bright red area indicates hot water just discharged from the plant. Further areas show the water gradually cooling down. The coldest point is near the plant, where the water has been fully cooled to start a new cycle. If observed closely, you'll see this system operates similarly to a car engine cooling mechanism. A closed-loop circulation system that maintains water temperature at a stable and optimal level. From above, these canals form a winding network, spread over an area of more than 6,000 hectares. They're even large enough to be visible from space. But the most surprising aspect isn't the advanced cooling technology, but a completely unexpected event. The emergence of a wild ecosystem right in the heart of the industrial zone,
when alligators chose the plant as their habitat, with its vast area.
The canal system not only served cooling purposes but also unintentionally became an ideal land for wildlife to live. Today, the entire Turkey Point area is home to over 60 animal species,
including 17 that are endangered. Rare species include the eastern indigo snake,
roseate spoonbill, otter, American bear, manatee, loggerhead sea turtle, and most notably, the American alligator.
Initially, no one thought alligators could thrive in an industrial area like this. But then, something astonishing happened.
They not only appeared but also began laying eggs right on the artificial canals. Scientists quickly realized that the Turkey Point canal system had unintentionally recreated an ideal habitat for alligators, a species that was on the brink of extinction.
This excited conservationists greatly.
Soon after, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service recognized Turkey Point as a critical habitat for the American alligator.
In response, Florida Power and Light, the plant operator,
established a program to monitor and protect alligators within the canal area. This is a major step in conservation efforts, as in southern Florida, the American alligator population had dropped to an alarming level with fewer than 300 individuals. The main cause of this decline stemmed from rampant hunting throughout the 20th century.
From the 1930s to the 1960s, alligators were intensely hunted for their valuable skin on the market. Although hunting is now banned, habitat destruction continues to push the species toward extinction. Additionally, urban development has shrunk the alligator's natural habitat,
making it difficult for them to recover their numbers as before. Interestingly, American alligators can thrive in brackish water environments, unlike Nile crocodiles, which prefer freshwater. They are also easily distinguishable by their slender lower jaw, lighter skin color, and two lower teeth that protrude even when a novice looks. This is a characteristic that helps scientists monitor and protect this alligator species more effectively. Today, the alligator population at Turkey Point has significantly increased thanks to the ideal habitat the canal system unintentionally created.
This proves that sometimes
technological solutions seemingly meant only for humans can contribute to nature conservation in unexpected ways.
This is a prime example of how humans and nature can coexist and support each other,
even in seemingly harsh industrial environments. American alligators and their territorial struggles. One reason American alligators can thrive in brackish water is due to special salt-excreting glands on their bodies. This mechanism allows them to expel excess salt from their bodies, facilitating easy adaptation to coastal or brackish waters. But the biggest issue for alligators isn't survival ability but the unavoidable conflict with humans. Alligators naturally prefer coastal areas, and ironically, these are also where humans love to settle. As cities expand and populations boom, coastal lands are increasingly taken over by humans
to build homes, resorts, roads, and industrial zones.
This causes alligators to lose their natural habitats and forces them to abandon lands their ancestors inhabited for thousands of years. Florida is currently the third most populous state in the U.S. after California and Texas. As of 2024, Florida's population exceeded 23 million, with about 16 million, or over 75% of the population, living in coastal areas, which were once ideal territories for alligators. As land is exploited for human needs, alligators are increasingly pushed into restricted areas. But there's a surprising exception: the cooling canal system of the Turkey Point power plant.
This plant was built far from residential areas, ensuring no impact on human life.
Ironically, this unintentionally created a peaceful haven for alligators. The plant's cooling water canal system is located near their historical habitat and free from human interference.
Instinctively,
alligators came here, utilizing this safe land to breed and thrive. Each breeding season, female alligators flock here to nest, followed by males. Generations of young alligators are born and raised in the artificial canal system,
where they don't have to worry about threats from humans or destruction from nature.
The unexpected protection from a nuclear power plant. There are three reasons why the canal island system at Turkey Point is an ideal environment for alligators.
First, this area is plant property, so humans are not allowed free access. No construction, no traffic accidents, no floods destroying alligator nests. They live in a stable, undisturbed environment.
Second, the open lands interspersed between the canals, called berms, become ideal nesting sites for alligators.
While rising sea levels erode natural nesting beaches, here the ground remains dry, firm, and well maintained. Third, although humans aren't permitted in this area, alligators can freely move in and out. Nearby are Biscayne and Everglades national parks, where they can easily migrate.
But because the Glass Canal area is so ideal, most alligators choose to stay rather than leave. Initially, when the alligator monitoring program was implemented, the goal was only to ensure the nuclear plant didn't negatively affect the species.
But after years of research, experts realized the artificial canal system played a key role in restoring American alligator numbers in Florida. Now, the plant has a dedicated team of experts focused solely on protecting alligators.
They regularly check adult populations, take water samples to ensure canal water quality meets standards,
and clear excess vegetation to facilitate nesting.
Additionally, the research team removes venomous snakes and other invasive animals from nesting areas to ensure the alligators aren't threatened.
Interestingly, hatchling alligators lack salt-excreting glands, so they need fresh water to grow.
Thus, biologists build small ponds to collect rainwater, creating ideal nurseries for young alligators to develop.
Each female alligator can lay 30 to 50 eggs around late April or early May.
By July or August, the eggs hatch into tiny baby alligators. The mother alligator gently carries each one in her mouth to the water.
But afterward, the young alligators must fend for themselves. In the wild, hatchling survival rates are low as they are prey for many predators like large fish, seagulls, and crabs.
But at Turkey Point, the research team is always ready to assist.
At night, when alligator eyes reflect light as bright red, scientists use flashlights to locate them.
They capture these hatchlings and take them to the lab for health checks, measuring length, weight, tagging tails, determining sex, and making small tail marks for individual identification.
Then, they are fitted with tracking microchips to help scientists continue studying their development.
No one expected a nuclear power plant to become the safest refuge for American alligators. While natural habitats are shrinking, this place offers a precious opportunity for the species to gradually recover in numbers. Sometimes, seemingly illogical things are the key to protecting nature in ways no one anticipated.
Tracking alligators and the secrets from microchips.
Baby crocodiles, after being brought to the laboratory for health checks, will be fitted with a small microchip, similar to the type used for pets. This process is completely harmless as the research team only needs to cut a small scale on their bodies before releasing them back into the wild.
But this is just the beginning of the lifelong tracking journey for these crocodiles.
The microchips not only help identify crocodiles when they are recaptured in the future, but also provide information on cases of hunting or either being eaten by their own kind. Scientists once discovered a crocodile with 8 bone fragments from other crocodiles in its stomach, clear evidence of cannibalism among crocodiles.
Additionally, the microchip helps track the movement range of crocodiles.
Some individuals, after leaving Turkey Point, have undertaken incredible journeys. For example, one crocodile swam around the Florida peninsula and reached as far as Tampa City, covering a distance of about 450 kilometers. This data not only helps scientists understand the migration behavior of the species, but also aids in identifying potential areas for conservation and creating new habitats for them. The research team at Turkey Point is not only interested in tracking, but also wants to recapture the very crocodiles that were microchipped when they reach adulthood.
This way, they can collect data on growth rates, and survival rates of crocodiles each year.
In the long term, this data will help predict the crocodile population size, identify potential nesting areas, and decide suitable locations to expand habitats along the plant's cooling canal system. Since the conservation program began until 2023, the research team at Turkey Point has microchipped over 9,280 baby crocodiles. In 2021, the area recorded a record number of hatched baby crocodiles with 565 in one breeding. In 2022, another record was set with a total of 33 crocodile nests. These numbers prove that the canal system at Turkey Point has become one of the most important breeding sites for American crocodiles. Potential threats from the power plant's water source. Mentioning crocodiles living in the cooling canals of a nuclear power plant, many people wonder,
Does the water there affect their health? Fortunately, the answer is no.
The fresh water in this canal system circulates in a closed loop and does not come into contact with the radioactive materials of the Turkey Point power plant. Scientists have repeatedly checked and confirmed that the crocodiles here are completely healthy, with no signs of being affected by radiation.
However, that doesn't mean everything is perfect.
In 2016, researchers detected an unusually high level of tritium, a radioactive isotope, in the waters of Biscayne Bay, raising concerns that water from the cooling canals might be leaking into the external environment. Tritium levels in the seawater here were 215 times higher than normal, forcing the Florida State Court to order the plant to address pollution immediately. Not only that, some environmental activists also expressed concerns about ammonia concentrations in the canal system's water,
arguing that it could harm rare animal species.
The ideal habitat for crocodiles at Turkey Point could also quickly become dangerous if water conditions change. In 2015, unusually high temperatures in Florida caused salinity in the canals to spike, significantly reducing the number of crocodile nests to the following year. By 2019, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service also confirmed that poor water quality was negatively impacting crocodiles in their habitat.
Nevertheless, compared to crocodiles in other parts of the world, those at Turkey Point have much better living conditions. They do not face hunting,
severe environmental pollution, or habitat destruction due to urbanization. In fact, the very existence of a nuclear power plant has contributed significantly to the recovery of the American crocodiles. In 1979, this area was recognized as a critical habitat for this reptile,
ensuring they are protected from human interference and natural predators.
Since then, the number of crocodile nests in this 27,000-acre area has increased from just 1 or 2 nests per year to 33 nests in 2022. Notably, the recovery of the crocodile population at Turkey Point is one of the key reasons why the American crocodile was downgraded from the endangered list to threatened status in 2007. Today, Turkey Point is one of the 3 most important nesting areas for American crocodiles in Florida.
This is an amazing example of how a nuclear power plant, often seen as an environmental threat, can become a sanctuary for rare animal species.
The strong recovery of the American crocodile.
In 1992, the number of baby crocodiles at the Turkey Point Preserve reached a record of 107, a proud number at the time.
But just 30 years later, this number has increased to over 500 in one breeding season. This reflects an incredible recovery of the American crocodile population.
From only a few hundred individuals, there are now about 2,000 adults, and notably, up to 25% of them reside at Turkey Point.
Looking back at this process, it's undeniable that the nuclear power plant here has helped protect the crocodile species from risks like hunting, pollution, and habitat loss. However, a big question arises. How long can this plant operate? If the plant closes, will the crocodiles still have a safe refuge? The answer is already available. The U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission has extended Turkey Point's operating license for another 20 years after an environmental. Thus, at least for the next 2 decades, this area will remain a safe place for crocodiles to continue breeding and thriving.
The mystery of crocodile life.
Scientists have attached tracking devices to crocodiles at Turkey Point and discovered many interesting behaviors of them.
Each crocodile has distinct habits, not following any fixed rules.
Some individuals only move within a small range, while others can swim dozens of miles in just a few days. However, they all share the common trait of always trying to stay away from humans. Despite having an instinct to avoid humans, increasing reports show crocodiles appearing in urban areas.
Especially in northeast Miami today,
residents are concerned as crocodiles appear more frequently near homes and parks. A poll was conducted, with many people requesting the authorities to control at least 3 crocodiles that frequently appear in the area.
In less than a month, crocodiles were spotted twice in front of residences' homes and 3 other times in parks near schools.
Although residents worry about safety, American crocodiles remain on the federal protected list. Authorities advise people to maintain a safe distance, not let children or pets approach water areas, only swim in designated areas during daytime, and especially not feed crocodiles. Feeding crocodiles is not only illegal but also very dangerous, as it causes crocodiles to lose their fear of humans, instead viewing humans as a source of food, which is undesirable. It turns out that wastewater volumes, seemingly harmful to the environment, can become ideal habitats for crocodiles. Do you find this informative? If so, don't forget to click the subscribe button for the secret channel beyond the Veil 0707. Thank you.